Hello and welcome back. This is Sherry with Heart and Soulful in the studio today with hopefully a quick little video. I just wanted to share something that I have just listed on my Etsy shop and give you a real life peek at it, and then show you a couple other ones that I'm working on and get your feedback in case you have something specific you'd like to see. So today the listing that I've just added is a paper sampler packet. And I'll open it up and show you exactly what's in it. The reason I did this is I like to use a lot of different papers, and I also like to gear my videos for beginners. And I'm on a couple of Facebook groups that are geared towards beginners, and I see their questions and things that they're kind of looking for. And I thought it would be kind of fun to put together a sampler of all the papers that I use. These are unaltered papers. But papers that I use that you may never have tried or thought of, or you're curious about them and you would just like to see them, touch them, hold them in your hand, maybe try to use them in your copier and that sort of thing before you buy, 100 sheets or 500 sheets or 50 sheets, whatever it is. So I do a variety of styles in my journals, and so I like to use a variety of papers. So I'm going to just kind of go through what I'm going to include. And I did this one just so that you'll be able to feel it too if you've never used this paper. This cover sheet that has the list is actually a piece, and I don't have it on here, but this is a piece of the Hammermill 32-pound premium copy paper that I like to use. It's not as expensive as like the Epson premium presentation paper, but it's really a nice, smooth quality paper, and it has a nice feel to it. So I went ahead and printed one of my scanned vintage papers just so that you could kind of see the quality of that paper. So that's just the cover sheet. And then I've got 2 sheets of my matte white sticker paper that I like to use that has the solid backing. And I use this to do my fabric printing. I stick the fabric to this and use it for that. But then other things, maybe you just want to print and cut your own stickers on a Cricut or something like that. I like this one, so I'm including 2 sheets of that one. And then rice paper. I've just kind of started using rice paper for things. It's nice to stamp on and then use it for decoupage, using like archival ink or something like that, or doing mark making. Where you just have maybe lines or dots or things like that, and then just use it's kind of like making your own decoupage paper or making your own washi tape, that sort of thing. So I've included 5 sheets of rice paper, and everything is cut to 8.5 by 11. That's just the size that I use most commonly, so that's what I've done. The paper included that size. Some of them you can find in A4. So if you want that size, you can find that. But I'm shipping these just in the U.S. just because of cost. So they're all 8.5 by 11. So the next 5 sheets, again, I'm doing 5. These are 100 GSM vellum. And these you can run through your printer. So I'm including 5 sheets of that in case you've never played with vellum or printed on vellum. And then another thing that I like to use is ivory parchment. Now, it says it's ivory, and it is, and it's probably not going to show up on camera. It's an ivory, if you compare it to white, that kind of has a little hint of green in it, this one. And I think this is Strathmore brand. I didn't include all the different brands. I usually do that in my YouTube videos. I'll list all the papers there with links. So if you do just want to go for it and buy a whole pack of it, you can. But this is ivory parchment. It's 24-pound, and there's 5 sheets of that. And then this one is, again, the same brand, and it's white linen paper. So it has kind of a grain to it. I'm going to see if I can catch that at all on this camera, but it has like a, there you go. It has like a grain to it that gives it that linen look. Again, this one's white. I have done these also doing tea stain and that sort of thing on it, because then you still have that texture of the paper, but then you can make it look a little more aged. So there's 5 sheets of that. And again, this one's 24-pound also. And then this, I haven't played around with it yet. I just got it, but I wanted to share it anyway. This is just newsprint, and I got it because I wanted to actually try to create my own vintage advertising kind of things or little articles and print them on actual newsprint paper for like my Bodhi journal, you know, kind of the vintagey kind of things that I just thought this would be a fun thing to either stamp on or print on, just to have another texture to use it as decoupage or as pages. This one says it's 30 pound, but it's pretty lightweight. It's pretty thin. I would probably use my thin paper setting on my printer to run this through just because it's so thin. And then let's see, a manila paper. So this is just regular manila paper. This one's 56 pound. I have had it in a thinner paper, but I really like this to make like coin envelopes and that sort of thing. And again, just to have another paper with another texture that's not as heavy as cardstock, kind of like more of a lighter weight cardstock, but heavier than most of the papers I use. So this was just kind of fun. And again, it's that manila envelope color, so that when you do make your coin envelopes and that sort of thing, you're using something that looks authentic. You can always obviously recycle manila envelopes, but I just thought it was fun to have the actual paper and I could make a bunch up ahead. And then I included, mostly because I wanted to have this all put in kind of a rigid packaging so that it travels well, I am including one piece of 200 pound craft cardstock. So it's really heavy. If you're brand new to all this, you might not be familiar with all the different weights of papers that are out there. I know that when I order things, I'll think I'm ordering a certain thing and then I get it and it's either thinner or thicker than I was expecting. So I wanted to include kind of a large variety of weights of paper so that you could kind of see what the different ones are, in that way if you wanted to order a different weight, at least you have something to compare to. So I just put that packet together. I think it ends up coming to 33 sheets of paper, not including this one. But it gives you kind of an idea of what I use and refer to in my videos, that you can actually kind of try them out before you buy a lot of it. So I put those together. I only put 6 packs together because I don't know if anyone will want to order them or not. But I thought it would be nice to have them available. So they are in my Etsy shop now, and I will put a link down below for you. Now, the other thing that I'm working on is putting together another 6 packets again, because for one, it's all the papers I had already done. I wanted to do a packet that's going to have like altered papers. So there's still basic papers that you can then go print on too, or just use as they are as background things. So these are all either dyed in some way. And there's 6 packs again. They all vary a little bit because they're all individually done, but I'll show you 1 or 2 just so you can kind of see. So I'm just including a piece of ledger paper. This is not old, but it's all tea dyed or coffee dyed, just to give it that texture and then the dirtiness of it. So I'm including that. This is what I call, and it's pretty faded out on this one, but this is that elementary school writing paper where you learn how to write. So I just like using this a lot. Again, it's a different texture. I just like having different sized papers and that sort of thing for my vintage journals. So this is just another one to use, and it folds in half and is a nice size, staggered size compared to an 8.5 by 11. It's a little bit smaller. So there's that. And then this piece is graph paper on one side and lined paper on the other side. And I like cutting these up and making little notebooks with the scraps and that sort of thing. But again, it's just a nice other grungy paper. And then this one is just a coffee dyed paper, and this one's pretty simple. So I'm including, one of those. And then this one, again, is just another coffee dyed paper, but a little different than this one. So I've got a few of those that are just, this one I think has coffee and onion paper. And then this is one of my fun ones that was the avocado dyed. So it has that kind of peachy pink color. And then it also has some of the metallic in it also. So each of the 6 sets has one of each of these paper. I'll flip through another one real quick just so you can kind of see. And I'll go through these again. These are not yet listed because I want to add to them. And I guess that's why I wanted to show them in case you have another, you know, like how many pieces would you like in a set if you're going to buy them, and that sort of thing. So it's just the same other ones. So the most of the difference I would say would be these. They are, you know, there's one of each of the avocado and then the coffee, that sort of thing. So they're all going to vary. So I have that together, but like I said, I want to add a few more things to that. And then I'm also working on a set. I need to make some more. These are kind of done with the coffee, but with bubbles. I don't know if you've ever done that technique, but and this is with the salt too. Just some more different ones that I may put together a scanned, you know, scan these and make these available as digital backgrounds because they're nice. They're simple enough that you can just print those out, you know, multiples of them, and they would just be nice kind of vintage backgrounds if you don't want to do your own dyeing, paper dyeing, that sort of thing. And then I think I'm ready to maybe put together another grunge backgrounds. The first one had 42 designs. This one may not have as many. I don't know that I have that many, or I need to make more. But I'm thinking that one's doing really well on my Etsy shop. So I was thinking about doing another one. I just love this paper. I've kind of shown some of these before, but they're really heavy and sturdy paper. So I'm kind of thinking if I could part with some of them and maybe make a lot more, then I would be able to put kits of the actual originals together. So let me know if that is something that appeals to you. Like I said, these end up being really nice and heavy papers that if you were to attach them to like cereal boxes or that kind of thing, or even heavy cardstock, they would make a nice thinner book cover too, because they have a great feel to them. So let me know what you think. I love that one too. And I may go ahead and do another grungy background paper digital kit with these. And then let me know if you think you'd like to have the originals, because then I can obviously they would all be different, and I would need to make more, but I could put together something that had these originals so that you could actually enjoy the texture of them too. So just have a little variety. That's another nice one too. So that's what I'm kind of thinking about with doing some little bundles, just going through as I'm cleaning here and finding things that I've worked on, and maybe hand-painted papers, that sort of thing. So that was my share today. I mostly wanted to let you know if you're a beginner and you want, or even not, but maybe you haven't tried some of these papers, that they are available now and you can at least get a sampler. So thanks for your time. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Now go make something. Bye.